Well, Will Nightingale, I suppose it's fitting that because we did the first ever interview with you as a Wimbledon player, that this is possibly the last one that we'll do with you as a Wimbledon player together. How's the day gone for you?
Oh, it's been amazing. It's been overwhelming, to be honest. Bit of a surreal moment, you know, just the amount of familiar faces I've seen over the years and built relationships with over the years. Can't thank everyone enough, to be honest. Friends, family, supporters of the club, fans of the club. I'm so proud of the club, so proud of the journey I've had. I feel lucky to have, to have spent so long at such a special club. So yeah, just feel grateful, to be honest.
Going right back to the start, how thankful are you to the academy for having stuck by you right at the beginning through those tricky years?
Yeah, of course. It's, I think I was the first, or, there was a group of us, but within the first group of first scholarships really that was handed out, and I had ups and downs and different bits, injuries and operations to get over, and all I've ever done is want to represent this football club as best as I can. It's a special club. It's every club says it's all about the fans, and every club stands by their fans, but this club really was built from their fans, and you really feel that special touch to it when you come here, and the fact I've lived it more of my life than not, I just feel lucky to have done that, and just feelings of proudness.
Because I mentioned it before, you never actually wanted to be a defender, did you?
No, I was obviously in the youth team days. I was a midfielder. Obviously had my scholarship as a midfielder. Captain the county as a midfielder. I ended up getting my first professional contract as a midfielder. And at the time, the assistant manager, Neil Cox, who I can't speak highly enough of, he's a brilliant man. He was brilliant to have around the changing rooms at the time, always making the boys laugh and things like that. He was convinced I was a centre half, and I weren't having any of it at the time, and it went back and forth quite a lot. But in the end, moved back, and it was the best thing for me.
We talk about how you've served this club, and I think you said to me once as well, not just with doing the commentary with me, but you did pretty much every job around the club as a youngster. You did, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I can remember obviously back when we was at Kings Meadow, painting the stands, boot boy, cleaning the toilets after games, like everything. Again, it just comes back to what I just said, like all I ever wanted to do was represent this football club as best as I could, and I'm lucky enough to have had my mum and dad who tried to instill good values in me, and all I do is give my best, and as long as you do that, I was kind of taught when I was younger, you do your best and you can hold your head high with that.
When you look at your best qualities as a player over the years, it's probably an unusual one, but what's kind of best served you through getting through those dark days? How do you give advice to someone who's had to go through that?
I just think try and stay positive really. Keep the people that are close to you around you, and always try and look at the positive really of every situation. Try and you can always flip any situation. There's good and bad to everything, but always just try and focus on the good really.
And there's been a lot of really good moments as well. What's the real standout moment for you in your Wimbledon career?
I think it's got to be that Bolton goal. It's been spoken about, before the build up to this, and I had amazing moments at this football club. The West Ham night was, in terms of atmosphere, that was probably as good as it got for me. But scoring that goal at Plough Lane, coming through this football club, I felt like I was living the fan's dream. Supporting this football club when I was younger. To then go on and do that, I almost thought I was, living it through the fans and the familiar faces that I've met over the years. So that goal was for them.
And of course, the testimonial today, getting so many familiar faces back here. How good was that? What did you make of the response you got, and who have you've looked forward to seeing you haven't seen for a long time?
Oh, just brilliant. Just thank you to everyone who supported me. Not only today, because there's obviously people that couldn't make it today, but just thank you to everyone who supported me over the years. But it just shows how good our fans are here. They just support the club through thick and thin, and just thank you. Keep supporting the club. It's a very exciting time for the club, and just on that, I just want to congratulate Johnny and the rest of the staff and the playing squad at the minute. You know, they've got a real good feel factor to it around the club, and you can tell when you turn up, and the amount of work that they've put in behind the scenes. Obviously, the players see that, but it's you know, they really care. They've really bought into this football club, and so proud to see them get promoted, and they fully deserve it. And you know, I hope this club really kicks on, because again, I just care about this football club.
What's next for you now? Because I mean, you're in your prime years as a defender. I was talking about it to both Alan Bennett and Paul Robinson, and you know, we haven't even got to the best years of Will Nightingale yet as a defender.
Yeah, just on that, Paul Robbo and Al Bennett, you can just see their class from today. Like, I know it's just a charity game and things like that, but they read the game. They're so switched on upstairs, a yard ahead upstairs. But yeah, 29. So I'd like to think I can still give a bit. Just wait to see what opens up, really. You know, my partner, I've obviously moved up to Scotland the last 2 years. It's been a brilliant experience, but my partner and kids have stayed back home for, you know, support network with the families and different bits and bobs, made that decision. Ideally want to move closer to home, but, you know, football industry, work, I'll do whatever's best for my family. But I'm lucky to have had that. My partner, who's obviously gone above and beyond to keep things going, and yeah, just wait to see what opens up, really. I'm excited for a new chapter, new adventure, and yeah, like I said, still feel like I've got a lot to give, so, but just see what happens, Rob.
Beyond that as well, I mean, because I mean, you've done a bit of media with us, you've done other things as well. It can be a relatively short career. Are you already starting to think, right, what do I want to do once I'm finished with playing football? Yeah,
100%. Been thinking about it for the last few years. Currently doing a counselling course, believe it or not. So probably feels a bit of a random one, but yeah, doing a counselling course, getting my qualifications with that. But again, yeah, I'm hoping I've still got, you know, I always had 35 in my head as just a rough target with playing career. But yeah, of course, you've got to have one eye on what you're going to do after football. But you know, I'm open to anything. I don't like closing myself off to stuff. Just want to learn as much as I can in general, you know, football, outside of football, and at the end of the day, I just want to provide a good life for my family, like I'm sure a lot of people out there want to do, and you know, we've all got the same difficulties and problems to battle through with life, but just want to enjoy the ride as I go along.
Because I remember going full circle, going all the way back to that first interview back at Goals. You said one of the sacrifices...
Stitch me up with that, posting that, by the way, yeah.
One of the sacrifices you made at the time was, you said, you know, I couldn't do... Was it the A-levels, you said? You'd sacrificed doing that, so you give it the opportunity.
Yeah. At the time, my mum and dad were obviously like quite strict on the schooling side of things. I say strict, they were happy enough for me to make my own decision, but I was going to leave at the time, but, you know, I would have always looked back at the time and thought, what if? And you know, I turned down opportunities when I was younger, other footballing opportunities to stay at Wimbledon, so I wanted to see it through, and it meant a lot to me to carry it on through. And but yeah, listen, who knows what's going to happen.
Brilliant. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully we see you back here at Plough Lane for many years to come.
No, it's been my honour. Thank you.